It's getting closer and closer to Easter. And for a lot of American families, this means a visit from the Easter Bunny. Lots and lots of candy and all sorts of other weird and interesting stuff. My son is 13 now and getting a little bit old for the Easter Bunny. But of course, he still loves the candy, and we try to pare down a little bit on the candy just because nobody really needs as much as we actually get. Another part of Easter, though, is welcoming spring. The weather is finally starting to get better. You might start seeing leaves on the trees, and if you're lucky, even seeing baby animals around. Spring is also a time of renewal. It's a new start in life, and it's basically yet another chance to start things over. There's another time of year that also does the same thing for us. That is, of course, New Year's. Lots of people make New Year's resolutions, though. Some stick, most don't. Let me ask you, though, how did you do with your resolutions this year? Are you sticking with them? Did they already drop off? Either way, though, whether they're still going strong or they dropped off within the first week, what did you learn from them? This is a really important point here. Sometimes things will go well. Sometimes they won't. But if you can learn from either situation and make yourself better because of it, then it's something that can be called a success. So ask yourself, what is going right? What are the things that worked well for you? What have you done that's made your resolution easier to work with? Or maybe it went completely pear-shaped. So what went wrong? What could you have done differently to maybe give yourself a better chance of success? What kind of things did you do or not do that maybe you should or shouldn't have that contributed to that resolution dropping off so quickly? Would you try your resolution again? Sometimes it's not a matter of what you do or don't do, though. Sometimes it's just a matter of you tried something and figured out, hey, I really don't like this. A great example of this is actually trying new foods. I've become a little more adventurous in my eating, and so I'm more willing to try different foods now. And with that, I found a bunch of new foods that I like, but very few that I don't. So this could be another lesson that you learned. Maybe you figured out that this is something that wasn't all that important to you, or that you just simply really didn't like. Of course, having the knowledge is one thing. Using it is another. So how are you using what you've learned? Remember that each mistake is a lesson, and that both successes and failures can move you forward. You just need to apply them. It doesn't matter if it was success or failure. You need to apply those lessons that you've learned in either case. It's a little like driving a car. You're going to drive down the road, and if you let the steering wheel go all on its own, you'll be in a ditch quickly, even on a straight road. You're going to be constantly making little adjustments. Even if the adjustment you made before was correct, you're going to be making more adjustments because the road has changed slightly. But also, like driving, you have to keep going with your resolutions. You keep trying until you figure it out. You keep acting, because when you continue to take action, just like driving your car, you're going to get where you want to go. And maybe it ends up being a completely different road than what you were thinking originally. But you can still get there. And part of this is because your action brings momentum. The more consistently that you act, the more consistently that you will continue to act. And while that initial inertia is going against you, like trying to get a boulder rolling, once it's going, then it will start to keep going on its own. So that momentum will help you to keep going too. Everything that we've just discussed here today, with this knowledge and insight that you've gained from your resolutions, do something with it, and do it right now. Even if it's just one little thing to try. One little thing. Tweak something that didn't work, and keep trying. Have an experimental mindset. Think how, instead of having successes and failures, you can find ways that work and don't work. You keep going with the ways that work, and the ways that don't work, you know to simply avoid them in the future. But you can continue to look for ways that work. At the end of the day, though, you need to take action. So do that, and do it right now. Take action, try again, and move forward.